right. Hey, everyone. Welcome. My name is Danielle Marshall with the College Visit Journal. And if you don't know, on Tuesday, June 23rd, we are hosting Unplugged, HBCU Student Experience. It is a panel of 5 amazing students from 5 different HBCUs where we'll be talking about their experience. And so tonight I have my friend, Miss Irene Johnson, here to talk to us a little bit more about exactly what an HBCU is, what it stands for, and some great things about HBCU. So welcome, Miss Johnson. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Hi, Danielle.
And you are uniquely positioned to talk about this because, oh, not a problem. You're uniquely positioned to talk about this because you went to an HBCU undergrad, and you've also been the first lady of an HBCU. So I'm going to jump right into my questions. And my first one is, what does HBCU stand for? And how do you know if a university is an HBCU or not?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm delighted to be here talking about HBCUs, one of my passions. An HBCU is a historical Black college and university. That's the acronym, and it stands for Historically Black College and University. And HBCUs were originally founded in the 1800s for African-American students who could not attend white schools. The first HBCU was Cheney University in Pennsylvania. That university was founded in 1835, nearly 30 years before the Emancipation Proclamation.
Wow.
And it was the beginning of a resurgence of African-American schools, HBCUs around the country. The first HBCU to provide degrees, a degree granting HBCU was Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania was a hotbed for education. Also, in 1865, the Atlanta University, of which I was a part of, now called Clark Atlanta University, was the first graduate school for African American students. So we have a rich, long legacy of well over 150 plus years.
Yeah, and I did a Instagram live last week with my co-host for the panel, and we brought up Atlanta CAU, Clark Atlanta University, and Clark College, and Atlanta University, and how they merged. And I was telling her that my grandmother got her master's in 1947 from Atlanta University. She studied social work. So very interesting, all great stuff. So is it the historical, like, how do colleges become HBCUs? Do they have to be, is it like a historical designation that they have? Could we have a new HBCU today?
It's a historical designation designated by the U.S. government. And there were land grant schools designated, as well as public schools designated, public and private. There's about 105, 107 HBCUs in the U.S., half of which are public institutions and half of which are private institutions.
Okay, so there are both public and private HBCUs. I get that question a lot. The assumption is that they're all private and very expensive. But what I'm hearing from you is that there are public HBCUs also.
Absolutely, absolutely. And most HBCUs, either private or public, are less expensive than traditional majority schools. If you look at schools around the country that offer an outstanding educational experience, that offer an environment where you are just not a number, that offer an alumni network that is unmatched, it will be an HBCU.
Wow. Wow. So when it comes to HBCUs, can white students attend historically Black colleges and universities?
Oh, absolutely. White students have always attended HBCUs. HBCUs have been integrated since their inception and were created because they couldn't go to um, other majority schools because of discrimination, but HBCUs have never discriminated against any race.
Mm-hmm.
And that which is so unique about an HBCU because it's welcoming really to everyone.
Yeah. That's great. And so you kind of touched on this a second ago, and I want to know, what are some of the reasons students choose to attend HBCUs? What can they get out of an HBCU experience that they wouldn't get out of a PWI or predominantly white institution, do you think?
Well, first and foremost, you get a quality education. And it is an environment that is nurturing. It's an atmosphere where your faculty nurtures and supports the students. As I mentioned, you are not considered just a number. You are a young adult who is matriculating, and all of the individuals that attend, predominantly Black uh, individuals, see people like themselves teaching them. So you see PhDs, African American scholars, and it is an environment that really creates a mentoring and supportive network. In addition, HBCUs are known for its collaboration, its culture, its football, its sports. It has everything, and it allows you to really grow to the person that you ultimately become without the baggage of being in an environment that is not that doesn't want you there.
Mm-hmm.
You just come because you're a student. You're not a Black student. You're not a Muslim student. You're not a white student. You're just a student.
That's a really interesting designation there, and that seems very appealing to a lot of students who say, yes, I want to make sure my professors look like me, my administrators look like me. I think that means a lot, especially at the interesting and important age that a lot of college or high school transitioning into college age students are, 18, to 21 or so. So when it comes to college visits and tours, when is the best time to visit an HBCU, in your opinion?
Well, the best time is when students are there in the fall and spring semesters, particularly in the spring semester where there are programs for incoming freshmen. There are days, new student days where they can come and sit in on a class. There are always tours being offered. But I would say that the spring, your junior year, is a good time to attend a campus tour if you're able. Right now, of course, we're in COVID 19, experiencing COVID, and a lot of the orientations now are online, which can be very good, but it's always great if you can get to the campus and really experience the flavor and the excitement and the essence of the campus life.
Okay, nice. And so switching gears a little bit and thinking back to the college process, you have a son who went through college years ago, but thinking back to that process, so maybe like speaking to the parents right now who have high schoolers and they're going through the college search process, did you have any outside additional help with the process when it came to maybe applying or writing essays or finding financial aid? And if so, what was that benefit? And would you recommend that families consider hiring independent counselors or other outside help working through their college process?
There are a number of resources and outside help that can assist students when they are applying. and writing their essays and applying for financial aid and things like that. We did use an outside service, a counseling service, to kind of navigate that way. But there's also, if you do not have those available resources, that you can actually do it on your own. You can look to organizations like the United Negro College Fund or the Thurgood Marshall Fund for loads of resources on how to apply, sample applications, sample essays. You can also, if you've identified the school that you plan to attend, you can contact the admissions office and get information on local alums in your area. That is a great way to facilitate the networking, but also alums are always available to help you. I had wonderful experiences at Clark Atlanta University with our alums who stood at the ready to support and help students through the application process, to supporting on-campus tours, to helping them identify scholarships and the like. So there's a number of ways in which a student can facilitate getting that great assistance that they need.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. We've learned so much about HBCUs and why students should consider them, and some of the unmatched characteristics and qualities that a student would gain attending an HBCU. So thank you so much for your time this evening. I so appreciate it, and have a great rest of your week.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.